Hi guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I study for Q1 and Q2. Next week I'll be starting Q3, so I don't know how that one's gonna go yet, but as soon as I finish it or I'm halfway there, I'll give you guys an update on that one as well. So for Q1, most of your classes, all the teachers use PowerPoints, so you don't really have to like do anything else on your own. I didn't buy any textbook for Q1 because I'm not a textbook person, and I honestly just didn't feel like reading it, and I didn't want to waste money on it, so I didn't buy any textbook. And most of our textbook was at the library too, so if you needed it, you could always go to the library and check it out, and read whatever chapter you were confused on. So yeah, I pretty much just used PowerPoint and went to class every day, and well, not every day, as much as I could. Copied really good notes, and that's what I studied from. I just literally just read the PowerPoints over and over again until they stuck in my head, and then just took my exams. For my nursing 200 classes, I didn't really waste too much time on the PowerPoints. I just read over the important things that she would like go over more in class, and then I would do practice questions because that class was more nursing based. All the other classes was more straightforward, just a lot of memorization Q1, to be honest. So as long as you're good at memorizing stuff for Q1, you'll be fine. That's pretty much what I did. The only supplemental thing I did was I registered for the Evolve website, where they have the supplemental books. It's not the actual textbook, but it's a review thing where you can do questions on the chapters you went over for each textbook that you were supposed to buy for the class, and that was free. So I used that to do practice questions for my nursing 200 class, and that really helped. And also went on Quizlet, and did practice question whatever topic we were talking about. So when we were talking about oxygenation, I literally just went to Google and put oxygenation and NCLEX style questions, and a lot of stuff popped up, and I just did as many practice questions as I could for that, and that really helped as well. For the other classes, you really just have to just study the PowerPoints and copy really good notes. I know people recorded classes and listened to it and copy their notes later, but I didn't do that. I didn't record anything. I just showed up to class. I copied whatever I could possibly copy down, the notes I could write down, and then I just studied from that, and I was still able to get A's in all my classes. So, it's all how you learn. So everybody's going to learn differently. So if you are a textbook person and you have to read a textbook, then I buy the textbook. I'm way too cheap to buy a textbook, so I use my library for the textbook, and they have it. Some of them you can't take it out. Some you have to stay in the library and read it. So that's the only downfall for that. But a lot of the older editions are there that you can check out and take with you home. But to just older editions, which I don't think matters because the information is still the same. I think just another way for textbook makers to make more money off you. So if you can use a library, use it. That's your best way to save money if you're trying to save money. That is. So studying, I know a lot of people oh yeah, I put 60 hours in. I don't know how much hours I put in. I would usually try to study after rugby practice or whenever I had free time. I study more usually towards midterms and quizzes than ahead, because when I try to study ahead, but then I realized when I would study ahead, I wouldn't continue on as the week went by, and then I would forget what I already learned, so then I'd just be wasting time. So I would study maybe the farthest I studied was maybe 1 or 2 weeks behind, before an exam, especially if I had a lot of them coming up. That's what I would do. And I added animations to my PowerPoints, so it made it more fun to look at it, because I did get bored reading PowerPoints over and over again. But I added my own animations, so I wouldn't see the whole PowerPoint, and I'll make them into questions. So it's flashcards on my PowerPoint. That's how I use it to study. And Q1 is relatively straightforward. They're not trying to trick you. If you really do study your stuff, you're gonna be fine. There's nothing difficult about it. The information is not that hard to grasp. And all of us that are coming in, you already have a second degree. do what worked for you in your first degree, and you're going to be completely fine. As long as you study, there's no problem. So for Q2, Q2 is a little more different because it's more nursing style questions. It's not just like straight up facts and memorization. So what I did for Q2, I did the same thing like before my midterms. I was studying PowerPoints. It was just only PowerPoints, and I found that didn't really work for me because I was getting B's on my midterm and some of my quizzes. So I decided to just get NCLEX books, and I just did lots and lots and lots of questions for Q2. Q2 was more doing questions and studying the PowerPoint for me. I learned better that way because every time I got a question wrong, I would read the rationale for it, and that stuck in my head better than if I was reading the PowerPoints. Because Q2, there's a lot more information, so you don't really have time to memorize every freaking PowerPoint. You just have to pick out the important information and just go with that. It's also important to look at PowerPoints too, but at the end of Q2, I didn't do any of that. I totally just ditched all my PowerPoints, and whatever topic we were doing, I just did questions for those, and I was able to get high 8. Like my lowest final was an 87, and that's just doing questions. But if you do questions and the PowerPoints, you're gonna get A's in this class. You're gonna do fine. And just me based just for Q2, I just did questions, and I was able to get B's. So imagine if you did questions and looked at the PowerPoint, you're probably gonna get A's for your classes. So that's pretty much what I did. And I didn't buy any textbook for Q2 either. Just reviews and rationales. I didn't buy those either. Like, you have to make friends, get to know your classmate, get to know older people. They will be more than happy to let you borrow their textbook. And also all the reviews and rationales that I got from the library, and I was able to take them out since December, and it's like March 26th right now, and I still have them. So I just keep renewing them over and over again. So I guess people like to spend money at Drexel. I don't like to spend money. So I use those to help do questions. And I feel like the more questions you do, the better you get as well, because then you get used to the nursing style questions. Because I realized my mistake was, yes, I knew the information on the PowerPoints, but then when you're doing nursing questions, all the answers are right. So it's like, crap, I remember this answer when I was studying my PowerPoint. I remember this answer also, but which one is the best out of those three? So that's where doing questions come in play. When you do more questions, you get used to the nursing style questions, and you get used to picking out the right answers versus the wrong answer. Because all the answers are right. They want you to pick the best one out of it. So that's pretty much what I did. If you have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions, specific questions that you have regarding Q1 and Q2 or just the ACE program in general. I am more than happy to help anybody that needs help, because I didn't get to where I am if nobody helped me. So don't be afraid. Ask any questions that you have. Email me, comment below, and share the videos with your other ACE friends if you know anybody who's coming to the program. So thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. And for anybody who's coming into spring 2015, you're going to do awesome. Monday, you're going to do great. Just take it one day at a time, and you'll be fine. Bye.